Nat 20. Hello adventurers, Merlin here bringing you another Dungeons & Dragons adventure video. So we're kickstarting our latest delivery and we're also kickstarting our latest adventure with Adventure 4. Meaning we are leveling up. So this issue is going to be coming packed with some brand new fun features, most of them focusing on, of course, our first 4 characters. So what do we get in issue 35? Well, we get a new exclusive adventure. We learn all about Feats. We venture into the Underdark, and of course we have 4th level features for, as I said, our first 4 characters. Speaking of our first 4 characters, we also get character sheets for our first 4 characters, so our rogue, our fighter, our cleric, and our wizard. So yeah, we'll have a look at those in just a sec, see what features are new. We also get a special DMIs only spells part 3, and we have the return of the awesome little ring binders, ring clips, so we can actually store these in our folders. So for the Dungeon Master's Eyes only at the moment, but once we hit 5th level, we of course have access to 3rd level spells. And finally for our freebies, as we're starting a new adventure, we are of course starting a new set of dice in a new colour, this one being purple, so I'm going to really enjoy these dice. So before we jump over the table, don't forget to of course do all the usual. Like this video if you're enjoying the Dungeons and Dragons content, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and of course drop me a comment down below, as well as checking all the links in the video description. Alright, I think that's it. Let's head over to the table, we'll have a look at our new magazine, and of course roll those dice. So here we are then with our latest issue, and yeah, we've got our dice here, we'll roll those in just a sec. We've got our brand new spell booklet looking at 3rd level spells. We've got our brand new character sheets, 1, 2, 3 and 4, so I'll have a look at those in just a sec. And of course we have our latest issue with a brand new cover. So pretty cool. We have Razagar there. I think she's like the only character that's been on the front of every different adventure cover. So pretty cool. We of course have our little halfling bard. We have our wood elf druid there, and a half orc barbarian there as well. Or paladin actually, no, not barbarian. She's a paladin. But yeah. So yeah, we cover, of course, a lot of 4th level information. We start looking at the Underdark, as this is where our next adventures will take us. And we're introduced to a new thing that we discover at 4th level, which are feats. So yeah, pretty cool. Right, let's take a look at all the freebies, starting with those purple and black dice. So here they are, just a set of standard black dice in a little baggie with purple lettering. So this is the same set we get first for every colour we've had so far. So our red, our blue, our green, and now our purple. So it looked really cool. Lettering's a little hard to read in the dark because it's kind of a dark purple on a dark dice. But other than that, yeah, they're nice. So let's give them a roll. See what we get. Hey, Nat 20. Nice. Okay, I like these dice already. 8, a 2, a 60, 3, 4, and a 2 again. So, not too bad. Let's see if they keep rolling well with a second roll. Not so much. Down to an 8 on the D20. 1 on the D4, still a 2 on the D6, 0 on the D10, so 300, 3 on the D8, and 8 on the D12. So, yeah, not a lot really to talk about. They are just bog standard dice. So let's move on to our next gift then. We'll have a look at our spells booklet next, I think. So here we have our spells booklet for Dungeon Master eyes only until we reach level 5. So yeah, we're looking at 3rd level spells. So this is mostly, as I believe, we're going to be up against certain characters who have access to 3rd level spells in future adventures. So yeah, this is preparing our DM for those those particular encounters. So yeah, it's the same as usual. Alphabetical order for class, and then of course alphabetical order for spells. So Animate Dead for the Cleric there, Beacon of Hope, good old Fireball spell, Flame Arrows, Life Transference, so you can send some of your life to somebody else, Mass Healing Word, that's going to be pretty handy, and yeah, Speak with Dead, so we can talk to the dead we've just killed. So yeah, nice bunch of spells there for future leveling up. And we have a wonderful wizard / sorcerer there, inscribing into his notebook there. So yeah, all in all quite nice. And yeah, I like that we got the return of these little ring clip staples. Means we can store these in the folder quite easily. Next up then, we'll take a look at our new character sheets, or updated character sheets. So yeah, for Krantor, our rogue thief here. So yeah, his hit points have gone up to 31 now. And he has taken the Feats the Actor, so he has extra ability bonuses to charisma checks, so advantage here for deception and performance, and he can also mimic speech, and on a successful wisdom check or contested by your charisma check determines that the effect is faked. So yeah, you can identify that he's using a false voice, but yeah, other than that, he's pretty cool. And yeah, there's nothing extra on the back, just his Thieves' Cant ability for being a thief. So for Razagar, not Razagar. So we've actually not got, I've just noticed, we've not got hole punches on these, so we can't actually store these. That's going to be annoying. So for her ability, she's taken the feat the Warcaster, so it gives her advantage on Constitution throws for concentration spells. And yeah, when a hostile creature provokes opportunity attacks, you can cast a spell on them as long as it doesn't take longer than one action. And of course, she's got one extra 2nd level spell and one extra 1st level spell, giving her 7 in total now. Yeah, pretty cool. Moving on to Irina. So for her feat, she's taken the Sharpshooter ability. So attacking at long range doesn't impose disadvantage on ranged weapon rolls. Your ranged weapons ignore half cover and 3/4 cover. And before you make an attack, you can choose to take a -5 penalty, and you add 10 to the damage if you hit, which is pretty cool. So yeah, she's now pretty tanky at 40 hit points. And she's got her Druidcraft spell there as well for the cantrip. And finally, Merovic here, wizard. So he has taken the tough trait, so increases hit points twice your level. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, he's now on 34, so he's pretty well You can take a good hit or two before going down, which is good. Because the last thing you want is your spellcaster to go down pretty quick. And he has 4 first level and 3 second level spell slots as well there. So yeah. Alright, let's take a look then at our actual issue. So here we are with issue 35, and I've just noticed no holes on issue 35. Let me know if your issue is exactly the same. I'll have to double check my other issues, but I didn't really notice this first time around. So not the best. We now have to hole punch our own issues, I guess. Might be a just random one that they missed in a bunch, but yeah, kind of annoying. Like I said, I'll double check the rest of my issues after I've done this review. So yeah, here we go with issue 35 though. So we discover new talents, introducing feats. We go under the ground, entering the Underdark. We have, of course, plenty of pages for our 4th level features, and our 4th level adventure begins. So, full contents then. So, Adventure 4, Encounter 35, The Wailing Web. Character creation, we have Overview, so Feats and General Feats. Classes, we have 4th level features for Rogue, Wizard, Cleric, and Fighter. And locations, we have the Underdark Part 1. So with this issue, we get a spell booklet for the third level spells, just for the DM for the moment, but you can unlock this once you reach level 5. 4th level character sheets, and of course a set of dice. And of course you have your QR code there to make use of D&D Beyond. So we kick things off by introducing feats. So feats allow characters to master their capabilities and discover the ability to do something completely new. So yeah, now we've leveled up from 1 to 3, we have faced many enemies and defeated many dungeons. But at 4th level, we have the first chance to access feats as a bonus. So when you hit 4th level, you have to make a choice. You can either take an ability score improvement. So this is either improving one of your abilities by 2 points or 2 of your abilities by 1 point. So this could actually make you a little bit better defensively and offensively, depending on your class. But you also have the option to take a feat. So a feat is a special bonus that you could take. You can improve something you already are good at, or you could take something brand new. So for the example here, we have a fighter who is a bit of a fan of his crossbow. He's taken the crossbow expert feat. So this means he's practiced a lot with his weapon, gives him plenty of chance to reload quickly, and has the ability to ignore the disadvantage of firing at close enemies. And he can even pair a hand bow with a one-handed weapon or shield. Alternatively, he might have took the telekinetic feat, saying that perhaps in his background he used to be a bit of a telekinesis, but he hid his abilities from the adults in the world. Then he has finally found it's kind of useful now to have it come to life, so he gets the mage hand cantrip and can telekinetically shove a creature that fails its save. So yeah, pretty cool. So some feats, of course, will have a prerequisite, meaning you need to meet a certain requirement. Such as a grappler, you must have a strength of 13 or higher. If you are ever reduced to below 13, you'll lose your grappler ability until you have your strength restored. So now we're looking at General Feats Part 1. So characters who reach 4th level can discover a talent for acting, hone their sense of danger, discover spellcasting abilities, become more proficient of languages, or start to see more of the world around them. So yeah, there's a lot to choose from, and this is going to give us a basic list of ones that everyone can take. So an actor, which we've taken for our rogue Crantor. So he increases his charisma score by 1 as an extra bonus. He can have he gets advantage on charisma, deception, and performance checks. And he can also mimic somebody as long as he's heard them talk for at least a minute, including animal sounds, which is pretty cool. So alert character takes this has a better chance of looking out for danger. So you have +5 bonus to their initiative. Characters can't be surprised. Normally when a character is surprised during combat, they can't move or take an action on their first turn and can't take a reaction. Creatures which are unseen usually gain advantage on attack rolls. Character with alert ignores this against them. We have a magic initiate. So a character who has chosen this can attempt to start becoming, has basically chosen the path to walk of a wizard or other spellcaster. So they learn 2 cantrips of their choice from a class's spell list. So you choose a class, either Bard, Cleric, Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, or Wizard. Then you get 2 cantrips. In addition, you know 1 first level spell. Using this feat, they can cast that spell at its lowest level. They must finish a long rest before they can cast it again. And their spellcasting ability for spells depends on their chosen class. So Charisma for Bard, Sorcerer, and Warlock, and Wisdom for Cleric, Druid, and Intelligence for Wizard. We also have Linguist, so someone who's pretty good at learning different languages. So you improve your intelligence score by 1, you can learn 3 new languages, and you can create written ciphers. Others can't decipher, unless of course they have really good intelligence score. Finally then we have Observant, so a character who takes the Observant feat is quick to notice details, so a character increases intelligence or wisdom by 1. If the character can see a creature's mouth while it's speaking a language they understand, they can interpret what's being said by reading lips. And the character gains +5 to their passive wisdom and passive intelligence scores. Moving on, we have features of the 4th level for our rogues. So taking the actor feat can help your rogue pull off elaborate heists, while an improvement to their stats might make them sneak and hide more successfully, or hit more often in combat. So yeah. So for our character, we've gone with the actor feat, which is pretty cool. And yeah, he's got the option to go for an ability score. So you can add +2 to 1 of your stats, not increasing higher than 20, or +1 to 2 of your stats. So yeah, pretty cool. So as I said, for Crantor, we've chosen the actor's life. So he has an increase to his charisma score, which will be pretty good, giving him extra bonuses for intimidation and deception checks, as well as performance, and +7 on charisma-based saving throws. So other feats that you might want to include for a rogue is Athlete, increasing your long jump, running high jump, etc., and your dexterity by 1. Shadow Touch, so you have the invisibility spell and improves your charisma score by 1, or Skulker. So you're now lightly you can attempt to hide even when you are only lightly obscured. If you miss with a ranged weapon attack, your position isn't revealed. Dim light doesn't impose disadvantage on your wisdom checks. So yeah, there'll be more in the introduction article and future pages as well. And of course, you're harder to kill, so you've increased your hit points by 1d8 plus your constitution modifier there as well. And you gain an extra hit dice as well at this level. Cool. So next up, features for our wizards. A stat increase can boost a spellcaster's attacks and make their spells harder to resist, while feats can help them take a hit in battle plus unleash new spells. So for wizard Merivik here, we've added Mage Hand and Detect Thoughts, as well as the Enlarge and Reduce spells. He's also taken a new feat, so some of the new spells you can access at this higher level include Mending, so you can repair a break or tear on an object you touch. So you can message, talk to nearby party members without anyone overhearing, and Toll Dead. So, of course, the ability score improvement, or you can take the tough feat here, which we have done for Merovic. So, tough feat gives him an extra 8 hit points at 4th level, taking his maximum to 34. This has already been accounted for in his character sheet, having new hit points and hit dice as discussed below. So yeah, his hit point maximum now compares favourably to even our fighter Arena there, who has a massive 40. So yeah, he's going to be pretty hard to take down for a wizard, which is good. So yeah, extra hit points and healing. So you take an additional 1d6 hit points plus your constitution modifier. You also add an extra hit dice to help recover lost hit points, rolling up to 4d6. Moving on then to Cleric features of the 4th level. A stat increase can make your Cleric spells or combat attacks even more devastating, while a feat can help you successfully cast spells, even when locked in combat. So yeah, we've moved up to a 4th level, our connection to our god has increased again, so we now have the option to either take a boost to our stats or a powerful feat. So for our pre-generated character, we've gone for the feat of Warcaster. Being able to cast spells quickly and in combat is a great benefit. Plus we also have the chance to roll advantage on our constitution throws for concentration spells. And we can also perform semantic gestures without needing a free hand, which is pretty good. So, spellcasting, 4th level, we gain 2 2nd level spell slots, as well as a 4th 1st level spell slot, so giving us 4 1st level and 3 2nd level spell slots. We also learn a brand new cantrip, so Razagar has learnt resistance. Other spells you might think about for cantrips are Thaumaturgy, Toll of the Dead, and Word of Radiance. Optionally, of course, you can take the ability improvement. And then, of course, as usual, we have extra hit points. So, 4th level, we add 1d8 plus constitution modifier, and we gain an extra hit dice. Finally then, fighters of the 4th level features. So, Faerun's warriors can become even more deadly by improving their stats, while a combat feat such as Sharpshooter can make them accurate from hundreds of feet away. So yeah, we had quite a few new abilities at 3rd level, but we're only going to get better as we level up. So at 4th level, we of course have the choice to make, improving our stats or taking a feat. For our pre-generated character, we've taken Sharpshooter feat, of course. So she's deadly from a distance, so attacking at long range doesn't impose disadvantage on attack rolls, which means she can target feat characters' opponents up to 600 feet away using her longbow without any penalties. Her shots are now so precise that her ranged attacks ignore half and 3/4 cover. She can dish out improved damage by taking a -5 penalty to hit. So yeah, she can add 1. So if she's 600 feet away and hidden, she'll likely roll an attack with advantage, giving her a chance of dealing 1d8 plus 13 damage if she hits. So she's pretty potent with that bow of hers. Finally then, healing and hit points. So we get 1d10 plus constitution modifier to our hit point total. And we gain an extra hit dice, giving us 4d10 to regain lost hit points. Finally, before our latest adventure, we have the Underdark Part 1. Head underground in this vast sprawl of tunnels, vaults, and caverns that extends for miles beneath Faerun. So, for the majority of our adventures, we've been doing a lot of things above ground. Of course, exceptions to your dungeon or two. But below our feet, there's actually an entire realm filled with its own wonders, horrors, and lost treasures. So there's many different races in the Underdark. So some of the perils are, of course, the vicious mind flayers who like to, of course, eat your mind. So, and as well as the floating eye tyrants known as beholders. There's various types of fungi, some beneficial, some dangerous to you. So barrel stalk's a good one if you are a little parched. These have fresh water within their stalks, so ideal for nourishing yourself. Zirkwood is a hardened stalk of massive mushrooms that's used for mostly Underdark settlements and constructions. And Timask, these mushrooms expel a cloud of poisonous spores when disturbed, so anyone breathing these is beset by short-lived confusion or delirious aggression. So not very nice to pass by. And finally, there are different power groups in the Underdark. So we have the dwarves that live there. We also have the elves, or the dark elves in this particular case. So most of these are corrupted by the cult of Lolth, the Spider Queen. There's also deep gnomes, and the deeper down you get, mind flayer colonies operate as cold calculating hive minds. So yeah, not a very nice place to go. There's also other creatures such as quaggoths, drow, ogres, troglodytes, and of course unlucky Underdark adventurers. Finally then, for our encounter, we have the Waning Web. Balance of 4th level characters. You can use your pre-generated characters or create your own. Time 1 to 2 hours. So yeah, at the moment we can only use our original 4th level characters. But if you've had a full delivery like me, you can of course use any of our characters at 4th level, including the brand new Ranger. So the encounter background. A new adventure begins. Orcs have besieged the subterranean dwarf city of Gauntlgrim, led by a seemingly unkillable chieftain with demonic powers. All contact with the city has been lost, but the dwarves manage to broadcast a garbled magic message to their allies in Neverwinter, asking for help. Lord Dagult Neverember summons the adventurers to Castle Never on the eve of the full moon and tasks them with questing to Gauntlgrim to discover what threatens the dwarf stronghold. So the adventurers must find an entrance to the Underdark, guided by a map given to them by Lord Neverember. They enter Neverwinter Wood, where they survive a maniacal Drider nesting in the entrance and descend into the depths of the earth. So beginning the adventure, we of course called to Castle Never, and we have of course a description there of the entrance, as well as the message being handed over from the dwarf. We've got a little information there about Lord Dagult himself. So we have to locate the entrance, finding the ruined tower and the spiring cellar. Over the page then, so we have descending into the depths. We have a little bit about Driders. So Driders are hybrid monsters of spider and drow. Lolth, the Spider Queen and goddess of the drow, creates Driders from devotees who once showed great promise but failed to live up to expectations. To be a Drider is a curse. Most lurk in the Underdark as hermits or hunters, but occasionally one is compelled to fulfill a vow it made in its former life. So we've got to deal with the Drider, the harrowing whales, the chamber terrain, so we've got spiderweb bridges, and then we've got a map here. So we've got various spiderweb bridges, and we have different people who have been chained up in spiderweb here. So web captives, there are 8 captives marked A to H on the map. All of these are commoner statistics, so check encounter free. So we have some dwarven merchants, so Dulim, Erid, Fora, and Barrick. We have a human and gnome woodcutter, Angus and Jabby. Plus we have a halfling forager and a human trapper, so Pearl and Mina. So we can free these and question them. We have, of course, some treasures to pick up. So we find 450 gold, as well as in jewellery, gemstones, and coins. And then we have the aftermath to deal with. So stat blocks then, we have our Drider there. So all her different abilities and spells, etc. And we even have a giant spider to deal with. Not a very nice little creature. Well, big creature actually, if it's giant. But yeah, there we have it. All right, I'll bring everything back in, give you my final thoughts on issue 35. So there we have it. That's the latest issue of Dungeons and Dragons Adventurer. So yeah, a little odd that we don't have hole punches, but we do have the ring staples. Maybe they've had to make cost cuts somewhere. Perhaps we can't no longer punch holes and give us ring booklets. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, we've had a brand new set of dice, and yeah, pretty good. Purple on black, looks really nice. Yeah, not bad, 19. And yeah, they are just bog standard, probably not the fanciest ones that we've got. I think the fanciest ones are those glittery set we get in, I believe it's issue 38. So we get our first 4 brand new leveled up characters. So of course our first 4 characters. So yeah, we learn all about feats, which is pretty good. It's a nice little thing for you to think of at higher levels. You do get the chance to take a feat or stat improvement at later levels. You can get this, I believe, at level 12, 15, 18, and I think 20. Don't quote me on that. It might have actually said in the issue. No, it didn't. But yeah, you can of course get this at future levels once you reach those. But for now, yeah, we've taken a feat for our characters. I believe we take feats for all our characters just so we can get to grips with those abilities for thinking about creating our own characters. The spell book was quite nice. It is, of course, as it says on the front cover, DM's eyes only for the moment. So yeah, it's going to be handy when we reach 5th level, which is, I believe, issue 53, I think. We got quite a few issues of 30 and 40 to go through yet before we hit our newest adventure. Actually, I think it might be 43, not 53. I don't know why I said 53. But yeah, we are getting into 5th adventure very soon. Once, of course, we do a few more adventures at 4th level. But yeah, other than that, not a lot to say. So it's going to lose a mark, I think, for the fact that we don't have the hole punches. But it's only going to be a 0.5 mark because we do have the ringlets there on our booklet. But sadly, yeah, the dice aren't all that good, so it's going to lose probably another mark for that. But yeah, still, I think a 4 out of 5 is going to score it pretty well on this. Yeah, so let me know what you think of that score in the comment section down below. Have you enjoyed this issue? Let me know again in the comment section down below. And yeah, until next time, thank you all very much for watching, and keep rolling those crits.